Ville is really strong right now. Man. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that in a second because we got business to
do between that and Thursday night. But watching my wrestling.
Watching that game just made me realize
Warriors.
The Warriors have now added DeMarcus Cousins. Watching the Warriors play, they're just unbeatable.
He cost $1 million.
I know. Well spent. I mean, you got him.
You got him for 3 games.
I know. It doesn't matter.
3
games. You literally cannot beat the Warriors. Now maybe an NBA team, any NBA team could beat them on any given night like that. 7-game series with him in the middle now. You can't collapse on the Warriors. I mean, you can't do anything. And if you don't collapse, he's gonna work you. Like then you got the trash man, Draymond Green, that's just gonna clean it up around the rim. I mean, like you have the absolute assassin known as Kevin Durant. Like you cannot beat them. You cannot beat them in a 7-game series. It's absolutely impossible.
Foul trouble won't help.
Nothing will help because one of them. How are you going to get them all 5 in foul trouble? I mean, if you get one of them in foul trouble, you could bring a guy like Damian Lee off the bench that can. I mean, who's at the end of their bench that has shown.
Like if Klay Thompson went out, they
could beat. The Warriors could beat anybody in the NBA in a 7-game series right now with Damian Lee as their starting 2. Would you? I mean,
yeah.
And even if you can come up with one team or something, I mean, it's still an argument.
He didn't have the same rhythm as Klay Thompson with Steph Curry, but it wouldn't take long.
Sure,
you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
like
it's insane.
Just get a poor man's Klay Thompson, and it's still a monster.
And watching them last night, and I just cannot stand Steph Curry, but watching them last night, like it made me, it hurt my stomach. It was good. It was just good. It was like, man, this is like a well-oiled machine, man.
But Steph Curry is still small.
Yeah.
And he can get banged up really quick.
Oh, sure.
Did you see that fall?
That was terrible.
Steph Curry.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. Steph Curry. Steph Curry got on the fast break last night. I think he was about to try to dunk it off 2 feet, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about black ice.
Oh, yeah.
Super fall by Steph Curry, right?
Yeah.
He hit that ground so hard. And here's the thing. Had that not been the situation it was in, because he was by himself, that's the reason he got up so fast.
Yeah.
Because he was about to dunk it, he hopped right up. Steph Curry's hurt. Listen.
Yeah, I
if
know
he doesn't
saying.
play tomorrow, it's because of that fall. That fall was nasty. Like I said, I always tell I tell anybody that listen, past 27, you got about 10 of those.
Yeah.
Just slip, boom.
Oh, I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I took one last year. I was like,
they like I said, your bones like it. Steph fell hard.
I know.
And my only point was, Steph is the real, like, to me, real MVP. Like he is. I think Kevin Durant got the most game on the team, or he's
no. Kevin Durant's best player on the team.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I disagree.
Curry's like the most important to the team, but Durant is the best player on the team.
Yeah,
because like I said, when Kevin Durant, like their record dropped when it's just Kevin Durant and there's no Steph Curry.
What Curry brings to the table, I mean, is a major part of why they are with Curry. You can right now I can kind of equate that over and say Kristen Cunningham right now for Louisville is probably, this is where we can transition if you want to or whatever, but I mean Kristen Cunningham right now is realistically
We were in the NBA for 6.7.
I know.
6 minutes and 7 seconds, and there was nothing you could do.
It's just I started equating it to him. And Cunningham, what would you? I'm realistically trying to think. Wara, maybe Dwayne, maybe fourth at best player on the team.
Who?
Cunningham.
Is he the fourth best player?
Just player.
You want to do? Okay, let's take a deep breath and let's do this then. Let's rank the players then. I mean,
because I'm doing kind of what you're saying there with Curry. I think you can use that same example.
Yeah, like valuable to the team.
I mean, seriously,
when Cunningham was out, boy, it was a nightmare scenario.
Seriously, do this. Give me your 5 best players, because I'm going to ask you a question at the end. Give me your 5 best players on the team in order.
I'll go Jordan Wara.
Okay.
Dwayne Sutton.
Okay. I think everybody would probably go Jordan. Would you agree with that, Brian?
Yeah,
Jordan,
for
Dwayne. Sure. We'll come up with a list here together.
Jordan Wara, Dwayne Sutton.
Malik.
I almost went Malik. I'm going to go Christian, but I could have easily went Malik.
Are we going in order?
Yeah, in order.
Oh,
in order.
Okay.
I mean, Enoch. It's tough.
Enoch's going to be 5 for me.
Okay. So we know. So you need 3 and 4. Kristen falls in there.
No, it's between Kristen
listen,
and Malik.
Yeah.
Christian's 3, Malik's 4, Malik's 3, Christian's 4.
Sure.
Either way.
Okay.
But right now, Christian's definitely got to be 3 because I saw when Enoch's on the floor and they got it rolling, you're just fine.
Yeah.
When Christian Cunningham is not on the floor, my heart's in my throat.
I think you can debate that, but I also kind of debate between Malik and Enoch.
Right.
So, but whoever wins out of that battle also battles Kristen Cunningham for that 3 and 4.
Yeah,
spot.
Malik is the one who slides up and down the ladder. But I'll even say this.
Yeah.
Sometimes I would even go Christian Cunningham at the second best.
Sure, absolutely.
Like Christian Cunningham can easily be my second best player.
But you would agree, everybody would agree, he's not the best player on the team.
Yeah, right.
And if I said, okay, out of those guys, you're losing one for the ACC tournament, or you can't. There's one, you can save one. Like out of those 5, I'm going to give you. You can put a bubble around one, and I can guarantee you that this guy will not get hurt. Jordan. So you're saving.
Yes, Jordan's my bubble boy.
Okay. See, I don't know that I would say. I think I may say Kristen. I don't know that this team can run without Kristen.
You going Dwayne?
I might go Dwayne.
And nobody's
That's
wrong.
why we're awesome.
I know.
Listen, I was gonna say this is the time of year
where
I have so much less sympathy for injuries because I say, well, that's why we're deep and you're not.
Yeah.
That's why we got Quan for. Like, listen, your argument. If I was sitting in your shoes, if it was Steve and Marcus arguing against another Marcus, right? I would back you up and I'd say, oh sure, I can bring Quan 4 in the game. I can bring in VJ King in the game to play defense. I can get my scoring from elsewhere. I can pound the ball.
Sure.
I mean,
I still like Jordan.
that you have an argument for every one. I mean, Wara's your scorer. Cunningham's kind of your leader and your point guard. He's my point guard. And Dwayne Sutton is kind of the heart of the team.
81-50, 93-9, 38-31, 93-9. We're doing a little bit of ranking right now. We're doing the bubble boy. Who is your personal bubble boy for the ACC tournament? I mean, I need,
and I say ACC tournament, but postseason run,
right,
whatever. Yeah,
for the money.
Yeah,
like when it's time to get the money.
Like there's one guy can't lose.
Yeah, I mean, listen, fair enough. If Malik isn't the top 3 player on our team, then pack your bags.
Minnesota. But that's not a terrible point.
The point. That's kind of the point we're making.
Let me say this. And I pose this to Marcus. I like to do this just to remind sometimes even myself like how good we can be. And Brian, I'll pose it to you. I said, Duke right now. You watch Duke play. You see what Duke can do. What if Now, when I said this, Malik wasn't starting for Louisville. He is starting for Louisville now, but I think we would all agree Enoch's getting the majority of the minutes.
Yeah.
Even though Malik's starting, and I think it should stay like that. Well, I mean, at the last few games, I'm just saying, like,
yeah, I haven't looked at the minutes, so
I really haven't either. But it
Enoch
feels like
has slightly outplayed Malik. I mean, and
I
when I
so.
say slightly, it's like, I have the stats. Hold on one second.
yeah.
I can't debate it, but
I know.
Just effectiveness. I think Malik's been in on the runs, and I think Enoch has been like the anchor.
So the Georgia Tech game, Malik Williams had 13 points and 5 rebounds, and Enoch had 15 points and 6 rebounds.
Right.
Let's go minutes played though.
I have to look that up. Hold on.
Because again, Coach Mack always makes this a point. If Malik comes out and stops 3 penetrations, that's a stat that's not going to get noticed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why he always made it a point to say who you think plays good from the points and rebounds is not necessarily like I said. When Jordan had those big numbers, he said Jordan got switched on the Boston point guard.
Yeah.
I don't even want to talk about his offense. Talk about how many times he stopped the guy from getting to the basket. Old Jordan, like that. That's a full conversation.
All right. So Enoch played 20 minutes and had 15 points and 6 rebounds off the bench. This is against Georgia Tech.
Okay.
And then Malik Williams started the game but only played 16 minutes and had 13 points and 5 rebounds.
Okay, see, and now here's the point I'm going to make, because that actually, I'm glad. Like, because I'm really, when I make my point here, I'm really not debating between who's better between the two. But the point is, I still, even though Enoch or Malik starts, he still is kind of like the number 2 center at the moment. So when I say that, look at Duke right now. You see Malik Williams running the court, catching a one-handed alley-oop. Malik Williams stepping out. Marcus said it yesterday. Stepping out, running the pick and pop, catching it from NBA range, knocking it down.
Guns blazing.
Now I'm going to take.
Oh, he does the air guitar.
Oh yeah, air guitar. Sorry.
Does the
James Harden?
It's Lance Stevens.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, now I'm going to take Marcus Bolden and Javin DeLaurier off the team, and now you get Malik Williams. If Duke had Malik Williams, who was stepping out and I won't even take Bolden. Leave Bolden and DeLaurier on the team. If Duke had Malik Williams stepping out, knocking threes down, doing what he does, he's Duke's starting center right now.
He'd start over Bolden.
And everybody in the country is going, they're like the Warriors.
I hope no recruits are listening to this show right now, because I did the same thing yesterday. I said, you put Jordan Nwora on North Carolina, and Jordan Nwora is the top 5, pick going into the draft.
I mean, it's just
like, hey, if the recruits turn off, don't listen to middays with Marcus Maven.
Well, no, I think they're okay with it, because I mean, I think what you're doing is you're saying with you start to dive in a little bit more.
You got ballers.
Yeah, and you say, well, this team's good this year and could be great next year.
Right.
Could be, and so I just say that to kind of reinforce, because when I say that, you're listening to that saying, that's true. So I'm not just going, I like to do stuff like that. So I'm not just saying, y'all, Malik Williams is basically your number 2 center. And y'all are looking at me saying, when I say, this team, maybe they can make a run. Who says this team couldn't go to the Elite 8? Who's saying this team could? And if you go to the Elite 8, who's saying you couldn't win that game?
But keep in mind, where you are now, I heard this. People, I'm not the best about giving credit. I have good intentions. North Carolina has lost 1 game out of its last 8 games.
Yeah.
1 game out of its last 8. Mm-hmm. Now, if we say North Carolina, the run of our Pittsburgh late basketball team, Boston College, and Miami, you're starting to fall on the side of that's who this team is.
Mm-hmm.
The team has, Louisville has won those games, but left us kind of leaving the stadium much to be desired. So even our wins were kind of like, oh man, we got a lot of work to do, but they were wins.
It was.
And it was, hey man, this team needs to start growing up. and start, taking the challenges even when they have the lead, even when they have that's why I said at the beginning of the year, you don't get to do this, people. You don't get to watch a head coach see kids under a different coach, a new coach with an established reputation come into a team. You get to watch Jordan, Malik, Dwayne from fetus to adult. Mm-hmm. This is so rare that this is to happen, where you get to actually see a master crafter, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With kids, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, these guys are like freshmen. So you're seeing them teaching this team at an accelerated pace, and the results you're getting are not to gas it, but they're unreal. What's your record right now?
13-5.
13-5, 14-5.
Yeah.
Ish.
No, it's 13-5.
Okay,
yeah, but you can have 16 wins by the end of January.
13-5 with your schedule.
Yeah.
Y'all get to see this with your own two eyes go from nothing to something.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, you win Thursday night, which we're going to get to Thursday night, but you win Thursday night. I mean, you're looking at your last two games. Pitt at home, which I think you're going to have something for them, and at Wake Forest, who it's still an ACC game, but I think I put them in the category of games that you should win.
Right.
So you're setting on February 1st or February 2nd when North Carolina comes to town with 16 wins already. And not just 16 wins. You have 3 quadrant 1 wins already. You have 4. Well, by then you will have 5 quadrant 1 wins at the moment. Then you have, you know what I'm saying? You're talking, you have 3 or 4 quadrant 2 wins. You're setting on a 4-seed resume all of a sudden. It gets tougher in February.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But it doesn't look unwinnable now. We would talk to people in December around this building that were like, well, you're going to lose every game in February. You know that.
You know what I did?
Well, no, not now.
When I opened my computer, you heard some talking and you probably heard your own voice. I went back to just a random YouTube video. I purposely did it. Search, clicked on one. We were talking about how when people realize how talented this team is, they're going to be angry about your losses. Mm-hmm. You know, because it was the day, it was like one of the days, Steve, where we started transitioning into, I'm just excited to be playing a season. I'm just excited. Hey, coach has his work cut out. I mean, last year we didn't make the tournament. We're still depressed about that and we're disappointed. It was the days that we were transitioning into. But then again, once we see these guys out on the court then remember, this is a talented staff, I was like, Steve, are you going to cut them some slack? You were like, oh, maybe the first couple games we'll see how they look, and then, but first time they lose a game they're supposed to win. No more slack.
Yeah.
Fast forward 90 days. We out here talking about.
No, I know, because I'm watching College Game Day.
And the
Saturday.
numbers are saying it.
Yes. Saturday, I'm watching College Game Day. They say, pick your national champion right now. I think you had Seth Greenberg picked
Tennessee.
Mm-hmm. I think Jay Williams picked Duke.
Mm-hmm.
Jay Billis picked Michigan State.
Tennessee, Michigan State, and Duke.
You played one of those teams close early in the season and beat one of those teams.
Real good.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you wouldn't be scared to play them again.
No.
Actually, you didn't have Malik and Jordan that you have now.
I'm not afraid to play Tennessee again. No, hear me out, though. I'm not saying you beat Tennessee.
Right.
I'm not saying you beat Tennessee if you catch them in March. But it's not a game you go into and go, oh, God, we got Tennessee. It's over.
Tennessee, put it this way. I wouldn't want to catch Tennessee if we get one of those terrible seedings.
Sure.
Where we got to catch them early. We get a 10 seed and we're catching them right
second round.
Yeah. Now listen, you stick me somewhere in an Elite 8 or something.
Or a Sweet 16.
Give
me a week.
Send me up to Dayton or something, you know what I'm saying, with Tennessee.
Well, realistically, we'll say Kansas City or D.C. It's 2 regionals.
DC.
Yeah, give me DC.
I will meet you in DC.
5 seed Louisville against 1 seed Tennessee.
I will take that all day long.
I know.
Like my stomach is turning.
I know.
Because I would want
and they
that.
may beat you because they're good.
You know, I would want that, and I would dap up those Tennessee.
But they'll beat you because they're good.
Do you remember Grant Williams talking about this team after that game?
Yeah. A lot of praise.
He sounded like I sound in here when I say that team, they're going to be good.
Yeah.
Like listen, they're going to lose some games because they're young, but they're going to be good, and they compete.
I know.
That's what he said.
He did.
Grant Williams, possible player of the year.
Possible player of the year, yeah.
Says that team's going to be good. They're going to win a lot of games. They're going to lose some because they're inexperienced.
Do you know what Marquette's ranked as of yesterday? 12.
This is when you started giving out numbers.
You should have busted Marquette.
I know.
You did bust Marquette.
This was the word I was writing down. I know.
Desensitized.
Desensitized.
Yeah.
I didn't know if my handwriting was just stopped before you desensitized.
I can read. Yeah, I got you.
What I meant by that.
Yeah.
When you start naming these teams we've seen, when Steve Rummage tells everybody Marquette's what?
12.
Tennessee's what?
1.
Michigan State's what?
6.
North Carolina's what?
11.
Like,
I don't know that. That's pathetic.
You did a great job.
I need a life. I get a life, man.
But you get the point.
Yeah.
I just gave you 6 of the top 12 teams in the country. Kentucky's in there. Carolina's in there. You know, whatever. I just gave you the entire expected. Listen, the championship comes out of 16 teams.
Yep. You saw 7 of the top 12 already.
The championship comes from the top 16 every year. You're in it.
Yeah.
You're in it.
Yes.
You're in it when you're playing good. When you're playing good and hard and locked in, you're in it. But, listen, all those teams I named have stunk it up a game or two.
Yeah.
You know, they've stunk it up 2 or 3 times. We've stunk it up. I'll say they stunk it up twice. We stunk it up 4 times. Not really 4, but I'll just say we stunk up 4. You know, we got beat one good time. You know what I'm saying? In Kentucky, we really got beat.
Yeah.
Kentucky and Tennessee, we got beat.
Yeah, because I think Tennessee, even though a lot of times Tennessee, it gets a little, I think Tennessee beat you by what they beat you by 11 or so because of the little stretch with the foul things.
Yeah.
But I think they would have went on a run and got you by 8 or so.
Yeah, but the Kentucky, like, I can't even quantify the, this is such a different teaching method.
Yes.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm going to come back. I'm going to come back to that point.
Okay.
But first, I'm going to go to the phone lines. First, I'm going to go to Charles. Charles, thanks for joining us on the Bill Etzko and Sons Collision Hotline, my man. What's on your mind?
What's going on, fellas?
Chill.
What's up, man?
Hey, let me know what y'all think about this. So, y'all remember a couple of years ago when we had this team coming in with Warren and Perry and all the guys on the team now. Sutton was transferred in.
You mean last year?
No, I'm talking about 2 years ago when Pitino was still the coach. And with this team coming in from last year, with the team that was last year, they were saying that team was supposed to make a deep run in the tournament. But all the stuff happened. Pitino gets fired. David Pedger comes in, which I'm not knocking David Pedger because he did a good job of what he could do. He was new coach. But if that team last year was supposed to make a deep tournament run, we fast forward to this year, we lose Ray Spalding, Daniel Dale, Quentin Snyder, and Alex Mahmoud.
Yeah.
All the rest of them are still there. So you replace Quentin Snyder with Christian Cunningham. You replace Alex Mahmoud with Stephen Enoch.
I know what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this team being this good right now shouldn't be a surprise because you get a established coach to coach these guys.
Yeah.
And we got what we have now, 13-5. Couple of games we shouldn't have lost, but we get this team that's playing so good because they had the talent there. They just needed a coach.
Right.
Yeah.
Listen, I appreciate the call.
It took me a second, but I got where he was going.
And I think I think he added an extra year. Yeah. Like, he didn't realize it's just 1 year.
Yeah, yeah.
Rick just got fired at the beginning of the season last year.
Yeah,
that's not 2 years. You were naming like those guys.
Well, these guys did get these guys got a couple months with Patino.
Yeah,
and Bowen.
Summertime.
Because at one point, I mean, Bowen was here for about
a month and a half.
Yeah, about a month and a half that you got practice time with under Rick. So, yeah, I think it was, but it kind of come together. I got what he was saying there.
Yeah, right, and the point was, you're not coming into battle with guys that weren't expected to be championship contender level players.
Absolutely not.
Under good coaching.
I think we're just oddly hesitant to say. Maybe it's like you're almost going to get hit. Maybe they can make a Final Four. You know,
Lawrence, thanks for joining us on 93.9, my man. What's on your mind?
What's up, Marcus? What's up, Steve?
What's up, man?
Before I talk about Louisville, I'm sorry, I got to do this. Steve.
Yep.
How is it you had a quarterback who knows every single play that's about to happen, but he couldn't win y'all a Super Bowl?
That's a phenomenal question, Lawrence. That's a really good question. I wish I had answers for you on that, but I do not.
But y'all talk about the players this Louisville team can't live without. I gotta say, Christian Cunningham.
Yeah,
I can't live without Christian Cunningham right now, because we saw what happened when he's out one game. This team is out short. If he was out for a period of time on this team right now, I think this team will be out of sorts really bad. The offense wouldn't run the same way like it's been running right now, and he's the captain on this team.
Right.
He wouldn't call any players down. It'd be crazy.
Right. No, Lawrence, I appreciate the call. I mean, listen, and to be fair, most teams function by the way their point guard controls. Their pulse is the point guard. Here's the thing: before we go into the importance of next game, we're going to wrap a bow tie on this conversation that we're having now. But quick commercial break, midday with Marcus Maben, 8150 93.9 is the number on 939 The Ville.
I guess I'll just have a regular number 3.
Would you like to add a limited warranty for an extra $200 a year?
Sure.
Looking for more? Just keep driving to Genesis Diamonds, where your menu of choices includes thousands of engagement rings from the world's top designers like Tacori, Verragio, and Henry Dossi. Not generic rings, unique handcrafted, fashion-forward rings she'll be proud to show off.
Drive up to the second window, sir. There you go.
Excuse me, I think I got the wrong order.
Actually, it doesn't matter. They're all the same. Have a nice day.
Making the decision of a lifetime soon? Take your time with Genesis Diamonds experts and select the ring that's as unique as the one you love. Genesis Diamonds.
So, Steve, what do you think about Bill at Sworn Sons Collision Centers, man?
Let me just say, I had a friend who totally ruined his car. They got him taken care of quick, efficiently, and out the door.
Family owned and operated for over 70 years, Ed Scorns is the leader in auto repair technology and technician training. Do not, I repeat, do not let just anyone repair your vehicle. It's your choice. Tell your insurance company you're taking your vehicle to Bill Ed Scorns & Sons Collision Centers. There are 2 locations, Bardstown Road and Shelbyville Road in Middletown. Or call us at 491-BODY or visit us at etscorns.com. That's ETSCORNS.com.
We are right in the heart of winter, which means you're about to find out how many beats your heating system has left in it. Hey, whether it just needs to be serviced or you need a brand new system, DFH Company is the place to call. This month, buy a complete Train system and get 6-month special financing, plus your choice of a whole house humidifier or air cleaner. It's hard to stop a Train, and it's hard to not call DFH Company. So call today, 968-6222, or visit dfhcompany.com for full details.
Chances are you've recently talked about it, or thought about it, or might even be thinking about it right now. You're thinking it's time to upgrade your vehicle, and boy do we have the place for you. Globe Auto Sales. Family owned and operated, serving the greater Kentuckiana area since 1972. Why Globe Auto Sales? Well, the answer is simple. The staff at Globe Auto Sales focuses entirely on the quality
What's up?
Not the high-pressured sales pitch you get at other places. So while you're thinking of
Right at 11. Okay.
5 Bardstown Road, check out their inventory at Globe Autos online. Oh, and be sure to tell them you're a friend of 93.9 The Ville.
Let's get fit and get healthy in 2019. You know where you can find a boost? Schellers Fitness and Cycling. They've got all that fantastic workout equipment at home-level prices. You don't need to climb out of bed at 3 in the morning and go to the gym and freeze to death. Work out in your own home. Great deals right now at Schellers with Lifespan treadmills, Life Fitness ellipticals, spin bikes, water rowers, all kinds of great ways for you to put on a sweat. In fact, you can find floor model specials right now, 25% off demo units. Life Fitness ellipticals up to 50% off. All kinds of strength equipment, free weights, home gyms, functional trainers, dumbbells, and much more from Schellers Fitness and Cycling. Famous for their bicycles, of course. Any bicycle imaginable available at Schellers Fitness and Cycling for when it's time to get back on the road. You're buying local when you buy from Schellers, family owned for 40 years now. 4 area locations: Veterans Parkway in Clarksville, Middletown, St. Matthews, and Okolona, and online at Schellers.com, your fitness pros.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
Middays with Marcus Maben on 93.9 The Ville is broadcasting live from the OPC Pest Services Studio. Now, here's Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage.
Welcome back. It's Midday with Marcus Maben, 8150. 93.9 is the number. 939 is the station. I cut the end of the last show. I kind of got sidetracked when I wrote down the word desensitized. Then we went to the phone lines, I believe. Desensitized. Would you agree with me that the fact that Louisville's schedule has been so tough that people don't realize that you've seen, like once you've seen everything, basically college basketball has to offer. I said the phrase, I say it squeamishly. Every year that I know I got the horses, I'm in. Like I'm into basketball this year. When I know, when I've seen the best and I know I'm not in the top 16,
right?
I'm out.
Yeah, when you really don't feel like, I mean, you're never totally out in college basketball because you always, I mean, even last year, they announced, I was so poo-pooing on this team. If I had been, I was down at a youth service, and if I had got a phone call that said, "Hey, dude, we made the tournament," I'd been like, I'd have looked at the bracket and went, "Oh my God, hey man, they can beat this team. They can beat."
Yeah, I mean, but the reason why is because right now you have Dan Goodell, you have Ray Spalding, you know what I'm saying. You have Honest Mahmoud. You know, like you had guys that you knew had the potential, to knock off some teams.
So you never feel that way, but I agree with you in the sense of
Like, we don't respect what kind of wins we got already.
No, because and even then you feel like a run. You're like, well, you know, I just showed you in the break, for instance. I showed you a bracket that come out from Stadium, which is one of the new. It's kind of moved in there.
New
one of the big bracketologies. And they had Louisville as a 5 seed playing Hofstra. Your 4 seed was Oklahoma. I'm not going to go through it all, but just to give you a quick. Your 1 seed was Michigan, which is tough, but you're going to have to beat somebody. Yeah. I mean, at some point. Now, Michigan has Seton Hall and Ohio State. They're liable to get beat in the second round.
They're liable to get beat by Seton Hall.
Yeah. Your 2 seed was Gonzaga, and your 3 seed was Nevada. I show you that bracket, and I say, dude, if you're looking at that bracket, you're telling me Louisville can't make a Final Four out of that bracket? Sure.
All I got to do
You're
is
telling
play
me Louisville can maybe Hofstra can get hot and beat you? Sure. But the point is, like, Louisville could go to the Final Four in that bracket. It's not crazy because at that point, there's nobody in that bracket that's better than Duke. There's nobody in that bracket that's better than Virginia. Kentucky's playing well right now. You know what I'm saying? Michigan State. Is there anybody in that bracket better than Michigan State? I don't know now. I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, so Louisville can make a run.
And that is the mathematical tournament seedings like that you're looking at.
Yeah, absolutely.
Louisville's number 23 in the country right now. And just so we're clear, people, because I know we didn't get a chance to really bang on it because it came out after the show.
Mm-hmm.
We thought, we were hoping we'd jump up in the high 20s, but we knew, we were looking at 22, 23.
I think it's fair. Louisville's the only 5-loss team in the rankings, so I'm okay with it.
But when you're 23, you know what you're saying? That's an AP 23. When I picked Louisville to be 11th in the conference, Steve, and now here I am, halfway through my season, right?
Yeah.
Do you know how stupid how not stupid. This is eating crow every time somebody votes for Louisville.
Yeah.
Because think about that. If there's 60 voters for the AP top 25,
okay,
100 voters,
sure,
right? None of them had Louisville anywhere near the top of the conference.
Yeah.
None of them had Louisville as a afterthought in their tournament. So all these writers, they put together their tournaments, their preseason. This is what I think the tournament's going to be.
Sure.
And all that. So people have put their time and effort and energy and reputation on the line. And then when you watch Louisville play, you feel like, how did I not see this coming? Like, and there's 4 people in this city that are laughing. Steve, Marcus, Bryan, and Ethan Moore.
Yeah.
Right? There's 4 people saying, y'all didn't see this coming?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And all these writers, like, props to them for finally putting Louisville, having the stones to even put Louisville at 23.
Yeah.
Because that means you said, you know what, man, I was just wrong.
Yeah.
I was wrong. I underestimated Coach Mack. I underestimated the talent Rick left him on the bench. I underestimated how young Coach Padgett was. I was just wrong.
Yeah.
And the more you can get people to admit that they're wrong, the more they say, you know what? I really like that team.
Yeah.
Because there's a big wide divide between I didn't think they would exist to they're pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, some are going to just begrudgingly begrudge you just the whole time.
Absolutely.
Own that. But outside of that.
But it's going to be tough because Chris Mack, I'm starting to really believe, is going to win ACC Coach of the Year. Now, right now, at this moment, you're probably throwing Jeff Capel up there, but that's only because Pitt,
I'll take that battle.
Yeah, but the point is, I'm projecting out. Pitt will start losing games, and Louisville, I don't think will lose. They won't. I mean, they're going to lose games, but I mean, they're not going to go on this crazy slide. It's looking more likely that Louisville will finish in the top 6 or so of the ACC, 6 or 8 at worst.
If you put them,
maybe higher.
Listen, put them in the conversation. Listen, he probably gets a bonus that would be big for him.
Yeah.
But leave him in the conversation and if Capel edges him out at the end because they finished 11,
sure,
instead of, dead last. Like if that's what it takes, or whatever.
Louisville picked 11th, ends up finishing in the top 6. Like and they've made national noise. Like I don't think Pitt's making national noise.
Right. You don't have your Michigan State, you don't have the Seton Hall, you don't have the.
Louisville's beating. I mean, you're beating guys, you're beating teams. That are really good, and even teams that you're losing to, people are going, man, I got a lot of respect for that game.
Yeah, and that's always my point with the Enoch thing. That's my point with the Jordan thing. Like, I know you always roll your eyes and scoff, but when I say when you dunk, when you see Enoch dunk that ball,
absolutely,
it's a different thing. If Enoch turns around and lays that ball in, you look like a hardworking, effective, scrappy team.
Yeah,
Mac has those vagabonds playing tough, scrappy.
Right.
You turn around and somebody alley oops. Malik Williams that runs a 2-man game and hits a 30-foot 3-pointer like it ain't nothing, and then catch a one-hand alley oop and then go back and play defense and switch on the point guard.
Yeah.
People who see that.
Yeah, that's fact. Yeah.
Yeah, you take notice of it. So between the desensitization of Louisville fan who's still kind of nervous.
I think even in your losses too. I mean, you remember Indiana at Indiana. A lot of people are watching that game.
You weren't mad.
No, and I mean, you watch a Jordan Nwora, your 6'8" 4-man, go behind his back at midcourt, take it to the basket, punch it. You watch the Kentucky game. Nwora at the end of the half. Nwora going baseline on Reed Travis. I think it was Reed Travis, and just two hands. You're like, okay.
I want your neutral thought on this.
Yeah,
I was listening to I believe Ennis and Blake and Baker yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
They were kind of picking at Brian Oliver, right? Which is kind of sacrilegious. I grew up, loving that Georgia Tech squad. It was my squads, So anyway, they were kind of picking at him, which I thought was fair. He did. Sure. They did say some silly things. I kind of like the oohs and the ahs of the former player, right? Mm-hmm. But, okay, there was one statement that they kind of picked up, and I want your neutral opinion. Brian Oliver said Jordan Ward can jump out the gym, right?
Yeah.
Mark kind of, he can't jump at it. He has a lot of skills, and they were like, jumping is not one of them. And I was riding, and I'm like, one of those guys, he jumps out of adrenaline. He goes real high.
Yeah.
But when he gets by himself, he's not really, he seems like he's going to get hung.
I don't think he jumps overly. I don't think it's so much how high he can jump or how that he's a jumper. But I think when you couple his
strength too.
His strength. Because when you get a jumper that's his size, you get Alvin Sims. And he's not Alvin Sims. Like
Alvin's 6'4" though.
Yeah, but I mean, he was big.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a lot of man.
If Jordan dropped 20 pounds, he'd be flying.
Oh, probably so. Yeah, but would his game be as good? I don't know. I mean, that would be an interesting. Some people play. What's somebody?
Did you see a fire? Not allowed to do that.
I don't know.
It's a felony.
Yeah, but I mean, when you get a guy his size jumping that way, like I think that it's weird.
Yeah.
It's hard to say because
I don't know how high, put it this way. I don't know how high he can jump, but I ain't gonna say he can't jump.
Would it been hard if somebody? Do you think it was impossible for somebody to catch him and pin that dunk he had against Georgia Tech off the backboard? Probably not. I don't know if you
can jump.
Yeah, I mean, but he's a big dude. You go up and hit him. I mean, it's not gonna, it's not gonna totally knock him off.
It's debatable.
I know.
It's debatable.
It is.
Clay, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away, my man.
Good morning, guys. Man, I wanted to agree with you, Marcus, man, for the people who say a layup is 2 points and a dunk is 2 points.
Oh.
That's true.
Oh.
But anybody who's ever played basketball does not want to be on that SC top 10 in the morning that night. You don't. When you get dunked on, you're not going to challenge a shot.
It doesn't have to be SC top 10. Listen, the neighborhood memory, the time Corey from up the street dunked on you.
Right. What did AB say? I did it for the hood.
Right.
And the whole hood. And another thing, I don't think. I think Louisville fans have to adapt to the way Chris Mack is playing this style of play, because we used to. I think Drew touched on it this morning. I mean, we're going to play tight defense, but we're not going to press. But we're going to score way more points than we were during the Patino era. And I think that's the way. And we have way more shooters. We're going to spread the court out.
No, that's an adjustment.
Yeah. I just want to. I'll hang up and listen.
No, Clay. Listen, I appreciate the call. I agree 100%. There is definitely some adjustment on, you know what I'm saying, on the style of play, but you're going to get readjusted to being in that top 25. I wish they would have gave us a bigger jump so we'd have some cushion.
Well, you got a chance Thursday. Get a top 25 win.
I'm getting ready to talk about that.
Yeah, I got to go. I'm on baby duty.
Listen, that's fair enough.
But yes, you talk about that.
Happy birthday, VJ King.
Hey.
Come on, man.
Old man is Chris Mann.
I saw that, yeah. Come on, coach. You hurting his feelings, man. Let's get it done, man.
Man, I am old. Like, oh, God, coach.
You're
what
junior. People, we are rolling along midday with Marcus Babe at 8150. 93.9 is the number on 93.9 Ville.
Plantside Drive, Louisville, Kentucky, or 502-494-0120. That's Windows Plus. Make the call.
I'm Brandon Lang, and many of you know me from the movie Two for the Money, with Academy Award-winning actor Matthew McConaughey playing me. Man, do I wish I had his head of hair, but unfortunately, I don't. And the bad news is, as I've gotten older, Going bald is something I couldn't control. But wait, with bad news comes good news. Parsley Waldman Hair Center of Louisville made me young again with the greatest hair transplant surgery in America and more affordable than you can imagine. From the moment I walked in the door at Parsley Waldman in the morning until the time I left that night, Dr. Waldman made me feel comfortable as if I was sitting at home watching TV. Waldman's staff was fantastic, and Dr. Waldman was with me every step of the way. I never thought getting hair again would be so easy. Go to hairsurgery.com and find out how you can be young again. That's hairsurgery.com. It will be the best decision you ever made.
Chances are you've recently talked about it, or thought about it, or might even be thinking about it right now. You're thinking it's time to upgrade your vehicle, and boy do we have the place for you. Globe Auto Sales. Family owned and operated, serving the greater Kentuckiana area since 1972. Why Globe Auto Sales? Well, the answer is simple. The staff at Globe Auto Sales focuses entirely on the quality buying experience, not the high-pressured sales pitch you get at other places. So while you're thinking about it, stop by Globe Auto Sales located at 5705 Bardstown Road. Check out their inventory at Globe Autos online. Oh, and be sure to tell them you're a friend of 93.9 The Ville.
An official broadcast partner of the University of Louisville, WLCL Sellersburg is 93.9 The Ville. Time now for an ESPN Louisville Sports Center update.
Good morning, I'm Brian Hall. The Sports Center Update brought to you by Baptist Health Sports Medicine, centered around you. The 13-5 Louisville men's basketball team got rewarded with their first top 25 ranking in 2 years yesterday, coming in at number 23 in the AP poll, but they are still unranked in the coaches poll. Coach Mack met with the media following the win against Georgia Tech and talked about the defense.
Well, I like the defense personally. I think that these last 3 games that we talk about, if you get 3 consecutive stops, we sort of label that a kill. If you can get 7 kills in a game, you're awfully difficult to beat.
The guys will be back in action on Thursday, taking on number 21 North Carolina State at 8 p.m. at the KFC Yum Center. The number 4 ranked Louisville women's basketball team continues to prepare for its matchup against number 22 Florida State on Thursday as well, but the women will be in Tallahassee. And last but certainly not least, last night in the NBA, several Cardinals were in action, including Donovan Mitchell, who had 36 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and a 109-104 loss to Portland. Ding Adele played in his second game with the Cavs, recording 6 minutes, and Terry Rozier only had 3 points, 2 assists, and 1 rebound in the Celtics' 107-99 win over the Heat. Keep it locked here. Middays with Marcus Maben is next. This is SportsCenter.
This is Matt Worley from the local Geico office in Louisville. Basketball season is just heating up, and so are our rates. So why don't you give me a call at the local Geico office and see how you could score a layup on insurance? Call 502-313-6644 to see how much my team could save you on your auto, homeowners, cycle, or boat insurance. University of Louisville alumni could save even more on their auto insurance with a special discount. So visit your local Geico office at 2039 South Hurstbourne Parkway today to see what you could save.
This is Luke Hancock, financial advisor with ClearPath Financial of Raymond James. As much as I enjoy talking U of L sports on 93.9, my true passion comes out when helping people with their financial future. Our team of financial professionals is in a new location, 4070 Westport Road, right next to Trinity High School. We focus on financial planning, investment process, and intellectual capital to be the trusted source our clients lean on for all financial matters. Come see us for a free comprehensive financial review and bring your questions to us for your financial confidence. Call us at 502-805-4000. Raymond James & Associates Incorporated, member New York Stock Exchange, SIPC.
This is Andrew Bosch
and Brian Erie,
owners of Bosch Lawn Care. People, the leaves are down.
It's time to get those leaves out of your yard and out of your mind. Call Bosch Lawn Care now to schedule a fall cleanup service. All fall cleanup services include leaf removal, trimming shrubbery, cleaning up fallen limbs, and cleaning out flower beds, starting at $199.
That's a tidy yard for under $200. Clear out the mess and clear the headache without clearing the bank. Call Bosch Lawn Care at 833-243-8288 or visit us online at BoschLawnCare.com. That's BAISCH LawnCare.com. Professional, affordable, Bosch Lawn Care.
Cards fans, it's an exciting time to support your teams. With all that excitement, celebrate with beer made right here in Louisville. Great Flood Brewing has long supported U of L and we can't wait to see what the future holds. Visit the Great Flood Tap Room on Bardstown Road to see all that we have to offer. As always, visit us at greatfloodbrewing.com and follow our story at Great Flood Beer on social media. Thanks to 93.9 for being the best dang station in the city, but you knew that already. Go Cards.
I said Great Flood like 5 times. You think I got it?
It's that time of year when the weather gets cold and it gets dark so early that it just makes it hard to get outside and work out. Well, the folks at Fitness Market have got you covered this winter with a huge selection of treadmills, ellipticals, spin bikes, rowing machines, home gyms, and more to keep your fitness routine going. Fitness Market also has deals that will warm your heart this holiday season. You've heard us talking about the special financing of up to 60 months, no interest on the selection of Precor treadmills and ellipticals, but you may not know that Fitness Market is also the exclusive retailer for Matrix Fitness. Matrix treadmills and ellipticals offer full interactive touchscreen consoles with virtual reality that have all of your favorite apps like Facebook, Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, and more. Imagine all your apps right there on your treadmill. Mention this ad and get free delivery and assembly on purchase of any Matrix Fitness item. Yes, free delivery on Matrix equipment. Visit one of their 2 locations, Westport Road just inside the Snyder, or the Superstore in the corner of Plantside Drive and Waterson Trail, or online at thefitnessmarket.com.
This is Marcus Maven, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville from the OPC Services Studio.
Middays with Marcus Maben on 93.9 The Ville is broadcasting live from the OPC Pest Services Studio. Now, here's Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage.
Welcome back. It's Midday with Marcus Maben, 8150. 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. Oh, man. I need this link. I have this link. I believe Steve Rummage sent me this link. Brian, I'll bear with me for a couple seconds. Ah, here it goes. I'm sending it to you right now as we speak. I don't know how long it's going to take you to put the sound on there, but you can work on that. So, welcome back. It's Midday with Marcus Maben. I'm rolling along. Steve Rummage is on. Yeah, it's on baby duty. Be happy for the man. Let him be great. Here's the thing, people. We started to go into the North Carolina State thing. I didn't want to go into the North Carolina State thing. And by thing, I mean probably I don't want to overstate it, but this is going to be a defining moment of the year. Now, here's the thing. We talk about lowered attendance. We talk about enthusiasm towards the team. We talk about the transition between coaches. We talk about maybe they don't believe in the team just yet. We've talked about all the reasons that, listen, I say the energy is awesome in there. You know, maybe just the upper bowl doesn't really to me, it's lively up there. The people that are there are wild. The lower bowl, people are there that are wild. I mean, maybe some other people notice it more than me. I don't, and I apologize for not having a pulse of that. But here's the thing. You don't, after the time off, you get a 21 versus 23 North Carolina State. Kevin Keats in the building Thursday night, 8 o'clock game. Plenty of time to get wherever you need to go. And guess what? Marcus Maben is going to be in the lobby in Al J's in the Galt House. This is the game that I don't want. After Thursday, don't tell me you've been meaning to get over there if you don't make it for Thursday. They might start roping off the area, and we don't know who you are. If we don't identify you by Thursday, we don't know who you are, and we might have to get facial recognition program. We'll be at Al J's, the Galt House. I'm telling you, you come over there, you pregame.
I got you.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, I see what you did.
Pregame with us, and we'll pregame show, and then we'll pregame on over to that Yum Center after the game. You understand what I'm saying, though?
Yeah,
you don't get these opportunities cracking the top. This is what you've been done. To say we have a team again, to literally like you can beat some teams, you can go get some wins. To say you got a team, you're 21, you get North Carolina State in here.
I mean, it's a top 25 matchup. Like you said, former assistant Kevin Keats. I mean, this is a team that has 3 losses right now coming into this game. I know that a lot of people just want to look at the recent history and say, oh, well, they lost to Wake Forest last week. Well, it was only their 3rd loss. We're sitting at 5 losses right now. So,
right.
It's going to be a good game.
Right.
And I mean, NC State's a tradition-rich program.
Right. Like, you got no time for arrogance program. Like I said, Carolina beat you. But here's the thing. We don't want to use Carolina as the measuring stick or the barometer for many things, right? When I picked that random video that I was talking to everybody about, you know what else I was talking about in the random video? I remember when I was feeling kind of, let's just be honest, I was bratty. I was being very bratty because I was mad because my football team wasn't looking that good. And every time I turned on the TV and I saw Kentucky playing against Mississippi State, and they were throwing L's down in the front row, and then Wake Forest came here and they were throwing L's down.
Tell us what you think about Michigan State.
And Florida State came in here and they were throwing L's down. Let me make this point. All these teams were throwing these L's down, and it was making me angry, and I was going off about it on the random video that I selected, right?
Yeah.
But I say all that because it was my way of saying Louisville is circled on schedules. Louisville has a psychological impact on its opponents in a different kind of way. Like maybe there's still the outsider. Maybe there's this team's always good. Like maybe it's I honestly think this. A lot of people, because it's happened in the last 25 years. Anybody who was recruited by Louisville's always in one of their, if I didn't go here, I would have went to Louisville, which is some kind of consolation sometimes. But you're like, yeah, I don't want to hear it. But
doesn't help with wins,
right? But for people who say, if I were to go back and do it again, there's still some connection, like Louisville and their.
You made an impression.
Yes, you made an impression. Brian, you got that sound? Wait. Brian has sound of an opponent who played against Louisville, an opponent from a quote-unquote better team who played against Louisville. Brian, play that sound.
It means a lot, man. We don't want to forget it. We don't want to forget that pain that we went through in the locker room and the embarrassment we had, especially at home. But I feel like it fueled us for the most part. I think after that loss, we learned from a lot. We learned from it, and we got back together as a team, and we just continue to get better and practice way harder than we was before. And then, it's starting to show in the games.
Was there any feeling of that tonight when you guys got down and they were knocking down those threes early?
Yeah, for sure. But, we fought back, and then we kept fighting, and then, we won.
That's a guy, say point guard, for the University of North Carolina.
We can call him out.
They asked him, Kobe White. They asked him, what did that Louisville game do? It hurt really, really bad. Focus. We've been practicing way harder. We've been playing way harder. Think about it.
Up a few times tonight.
That's 1 game out of 8. Listen, think about this too, Brian. That Louisville loss, that wasn't your first loss? No. Carolina, got 3 or 4 losses?
It was a 21-point loss at home, though. You don't forget those.
You did. Just ask Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
And his teammate. But you get my point. Like, my point is that feeling goes around. You think Georgia Tech? You think that? Listen, think about this. North Carolina and Georgia Tech, they taking something with them for years to come, right?
Oh yeah.
Miami, they taking something with them that is just not going to go away, people. And these are 3 that you saw with your own eyes. Michigan State, Tennessee. Grant Williams for Tennessee talked about Louisville like his family played for Louisville.
Mm-hmm.
These are impressions you're leaving. The Chris Mack impression, the Louisville impression, that stuff, it's going to matter.
Yeah, I mean, it's the cliche thing to sit here and say, we got a cool city, we got one of the best arenas in the country, if not the best. We are playing the best conference with the ACC. We have, previous national championships here. You sit here and go down the tradition, and then you look at the facilities. It's hard not to fall in love with Louisville. A lot of people, a lot of recruits have no knowledge really of Louisville until they get to campus. They think, oh, it's, Kentucky, it's bluegrass, it's horse racing, it's bourbon and all that. Then they get up here and they actually see, like, it's a city and there's a lot going on here. And then they actually see the facilities and it wows them. I mean, if you're a 18-year-old kid and you go into the KFC Yum Center and you can be like, I'm going to be playing games in front of this crowd next season.
Right.
That's a pretty overwhelming, I guess, emotion there.
We turned that into a huge recruiting spiel about how Louisville is awesome, but again, you rarely have the opportunity to be at 21 in the nation or 23 in the nation taking on 21 in your own building at 8 o'clock at night.
I think it's going to be a rowdy atmosphere. I think the Cardinal fan base, Card Nation, is going to show up. I think they're going to be loud. It's going to be a very entertaining game because we expect to win this game going in, even though technically we're 23, they're 21. We're the home team, and this is our game to win. And I think that excitement's going to show with
this game. I am going to try not to look at the line. I'm going to try to ignore it. I'm going to try not to talk about it. I don't think that'll really work, but I'm going to try to give it. I don't want that to taint the matchup against North Carolina.
You know what's funny is they keep talking about how we're going through the easy part of our schedule, yet we're going to come up with maybe a win against the number 21 team in the country during the easy part of the schedule. So, this is kind of the one game in between all the unranked games that we have to win because it gives us credibility that these other wins are
big time springboard. We gotta take a quick commercial break. Got a guest on the other side. We're gonna set that up midday with Marcus Maben. 8150 939 is the number on 939 The Ville.
We are right in the heart of winter, which means you're about to find out how many beats your heating system has left in it. Hey, whether it just needs to be serviced or you need a brand new
I wasn't surprised. By the way, people, on the YouTube channel, we do have Brian Hall on the other camera.
Oh, I'm on it. Sweet.
Yeah, we had to go multiple camera angles.
It's all good. It's okay. All right.
Yeah, I think you're on there now. So, okay, so Globe Auto, definitely a place to go. Like I said, I think my boy will be visiting very shortly. Wild Ritas today, Taco Tuesdays, going to be awesome. Al J's Galt House should be rocking. It's a Thursday. Your day ends early on Thursday. Make it happen. We will be over there. We'll be be lively. We'll be getting set up. I might have to track down Grundy, see if he want to come over there and do a little bit of pregame with us. Dude knows what he's talking about. Knows his stuff. So here's the thing. I'm glad I didn't get to really get to this issue because I want to ask you. It's a funny one. Brian, I don't like when we start having conversations about Jordan Wara leaving. Every time even Enoch has a game, I think that's a Louisville thing. Every time one of our Louisville players just has an awesome performance, they're going to the league the next day, right?
Yeah.
It's like, he's not coming back. Like, that's starting to become one of our favorite words. And you know, sometimes I jump off that bridge the same way. And in hindsight,
I think we all have a little bit over the past 2 games.
Over the past 2 years.
Wara?
No. What I'm saying is any guy that's playing good on this team, you can grab that. Anybody who's ever playing good on this team, we are always in a rush to send them directly to the pros. Like that's one of the downsides to having such a passionate Louisville fan base. We kick people out and we send them to league way too early. I think that's what may have cost us Dangadell, Anawaku, and Ray Spalding, right? Like all those guys. Like, think about this. Those guys were getting the same kind of Jordan local vibe, right? Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, I caught bits and pieces.
Anawaku, Ray Spalding, and Dangadell were all catching that same kind of Jordan Wara. He's gone, right? But we all said the same thing. But if he comes back, he's gonna catapult. You know?
Do you think that was Patino manipulating the fan base?
No. The fan base just does that.
But he always picked out the guy. Like, you know, he said that Dangadell and Ray Spalding would be on an NBA roster at some point, and they both ended up being on an NBA roster.
But here's what I'll say. Patino said that before the season. He said that in the summer.
No, he said that when they were freshmen coming in.
Right. But you get my point. He says that early about them and their potential upside, right?
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, the buzz that comes from the Louisville City people, you know,
you're
like,
right.
Like we just like I said,
generate the buzz. And build up the hype for the person.
Right. Anawaku got about 3 double-doubles, and we had him going lottery. Yeah. Like, that was the local conversation. And he couldn't avoid that if he wanted to.
Well, Steve Rummage just told us that if Jordan Wara was on Duke, he'd be a top 5 pick.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. But here's the thing. I kind of had that moment, that sad moment yesterday, because somebody posted, I think it was 35th in Kentucky. Shout out to them. I think they posted Anawaku. He does a fake handoff, goes in there, dunks on somebody real good, right? And I'm like, man, we should have had him an extra year. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, I'm like, we've lost a lot of guys a year too early. And, of course, we can never be the guys to say, don't worry about getting the money. It'll be there. And then the coaches who make millions can't really say that. And the assistant coaches who've already made their money can't really say that. So it's hard for everybody to say. But when you look at it, when you say, dang, Ray, Anawaku, like that 1 year may have been the difference between you being locked in as a locked in NBA full contract, not doing the back and forth, Like I said, I'm proud of them all. And I know, like I said, they're successful, they're making their money, but all 3 of them, I think, are like prime examples of maybe you come back another. And see, when you say maybe, it makes it uncomfortable. When you say you come back and you're dominating and you're mature, you know what I'm saying? Your game is even developed more. Like, it's rare. Like, I hate thinking that they jumped too early, but in hindsight, I still kind of think they jumped too early, and I don't want to attach that to Jordan Moore when we're always having that conversation.
I mean, could you imagine this team with Ray Spalding on it?
We'll talk about that. That might be awkward. Cody, thanks for joining us on 93.9, my man. What's on your mind?
What's going on, man? Yeah.
Chilling.
See, when you were talking about Jordan Moore earlier and like how he's not like, a high flying dude, but he could dunk the ball with authority. That's why I compare. That's one of the reasons why I compare him a lot to Carmelo Anthony. And to anybody that takes that as an insult, people don't realize Carmelo Anthony is one of the greatest players of all time and had a career that 99% of college basketball players would want to have.
Of pro basketball players.
Exactly. The thing with Melo was that he wasn't a high flyer, but the dude, when he dunked the ball with authority, and that's exactly what Jordan Moore does. Like, Jordan is baby Melo. He's got a decent handle. He can shoot the ball lights out. He's just a pure scorer with a scorer's mindset. And the scary thing, the reason why I think that he's probably going to go and why I'm not going to be as upset as I was when Ray left, when Nanu left, when Dang left, is because he's getting better and better and better. It's only January, and he's doing things now that he wasn't doing 2 months ago. And it's just, you can see that he's just getting better in other aspects of his game. And if he's attacking the hoop more and he's getting those kind of buckets more and he's just continuing to play lockdown defense on really good ACC opponents, I'm not going to be as upset at him leaving as I was with Nanu. Nanu was the classic case of he really did need one more year. I think that he made a haste like forever. But, Jordan's just going to get better and better. But if he came back, we're going to be extremely dominant next season. But if he keeps going on this tear and he gets us to like a Sweet 16, I'm going to have no problem with it because this draft is really weak, man. I mean, outside of the top 10, there's not a whole lot, man. Even the top 10's had some injuries. They might come back to college. But I'm going to hang up and listen, man. You're doing a great job, Go Cards.
Appreciate the call. Listen, Texter says Jalen Johnson, Samardo Samuels. Jalen Johnson's was a little awkward. That was coach was so mad at him. Like, he probably thought he'd never get on the floor again. So
he said E5 too.
No, E5 was ready.
Yeah, he was ready.
Yeah, he was ready to go. Samardo.
You know what's funny? I kind of wonder if you asked this question like 2 years ago, if people would have said, "Oh, Donovan Mitchell wasn't ready."
The way he started,
he was back and forth there, and we thought he might be back.
I mean, just the word coming out of the summer, though, like they said he was ready. But to Cody's point, when you say if Jordan comes back, then you probably listen. That kind of sounds like a kind of a selfish perception when you say if Jordan comes back, then we. Like, I would be able to say if Jordan comes back, then he. Like he would improve more than we would improve. Even when you say, before we went to break, you said with Ray Spalding. Like, I don't know. Like, I really, of course, Ray Spalding on your team, your better team. Of course, Dang Adele on your team. It's a better team.
But Ray Spalding could have greatly benefited from it.
Right. I think so too. But it's one of those things like,
sometimes you find out that they were ready when you didn't think they were, like Mitchell, and then sometimes you find out they weren't ready. And
see, here's the thing, like, mentality-wise, like, maybe the MAC year beasts you. Like, I knew he had the aggression, but maybe, like, Pegues cleans up his game. Maybe Pegues gets Ray going more vertical instead of, relying on speed. Just like, it's just hard to, like,
well, War, it's if his defense will improve.
And like Cody said,
it's hard to have a conversation. Sorry,
that's a good problem back there. Listen, you hear the people whenever Brian gets on the phone and he can't talk, or he gets on the microphone and he can't talk because the phone's blowing up. That's a good problem to have. It's just it's just one of them things. I couldn't imagine Ray in this group. It'd be awesome, but then again, that'd be less of Malik or less of Enoch. Somebody would, somebody's minutes would you wouldn't see as much, which would be awkward. Seattle Paul, thanks for joining us on Morning with Marcus Maben. What's on your mind, my man?
Hey, what's going on? There is no way you can compare Warren to Carmelo. I mean, Carmelo was an All-American as a freshman, led the team to a championship. averaged, I think, 22 and 10 all year, and just could not be guarded. I mean, basically, Cuse won that championship because Kansas focused all efforts on Melo, and then GMAC stepped up and hit a bunch of threes in that. So they couldn't. But I mean, granted, they had another All-American on that team too with Hakeem Warwick, which obviously we have on our team. But going back to who's coming, who's going, and who's coming back, unfortunately, is VJ, in my opinion. And I wish.
Why would you? Do you know it's VJ's birthday?
I know.
Why would you throw him into the? Well, listen, we do this every day. Could you have just left it out on the 22nd, the year of our Lord? Just leave VJ out of this one.
But can we give? I was going to say, I wish we can get CC VJ's eligibility because we need CC. I'm looking at like our recruits coming in next year, but we got Darius coming back, who's supposed to be our point guard, right? But man, if we could have CC next year, that would be amazing.
Look, bro, I appreciate the call.
Now we're dreaming.
I know. We're bringing back Ray. We're bringing back Dane. We're giving CC eligibility year.
Hey,
He's calling out the dude on his birthday.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, take it easy on VJ today. I don't know if VJ will be back. I mean, I don't know. It's just one of those things. I think he would want to go play somewhere, and I mean, it just doesn't seem like it's going to work out.
I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up on him.
But hey, I know. I mean,
you on a ton of things. Roger McClendon, thank you so much for joining us on 93.9. What's going on, my man?
Hey, hanging in there, Marcus. I love the energy, man. Thanks for having me on. Really appreciate it. A big fan of yours.
No, listen, Roger. Look, last time I seen you were. I think you were enjoying a nice lunch or something like that. So let's just jump right into this one. You were booked to come on here. I think you've had some career changes in the last 2 weeks or so. What's going on with that?
Yeah, it's an awesome opportunity to lead as the executive director of the Green Sports Alliance. And, I'm a long-time fan of Louisville and, put my time in and was able to retire from Yum Brands as the chief sustainability officer and work with a great bunch of people over there.
Right.
So now I'm more in the philanthropic space regarding sustainability in sports. So that's kind of the latest news. But I've also been working with the Aspire Basketball Foundation, and helping the local team on their postgraduate and high school program. So it's been great.
Okay,
it's really been great.
We'll take a second with that. I want to give the listeners, like I said, unfortunately, the listeners hear the name Aspire, but don't really know it because this is kind of a traditional sports base. So what was your role with Aspire, and what do you feel like you've accomplished from the time you joined them up until now?
Absolutely. So the program was relocating from Phoenix to Louisville, and it's a father-son kind of founding. So it's Jeremy and Michael Kipnis that founded the program, and Jeremy was a assistant manager in Louisville when they were making their Final Four run, and had great opportunity to be part of that Louisville program. So in his heart, he always wanted to get back into basketball and start this opportunity. So he did. So they came here, partnered with DeSales, focused on their high school team, had some great players, sent some guys to Division I opportunities, and kind of have made their home here in Louisville. So I got involved back when I was at Yum, kind of more as a mentor, kind of a back, supporter in the background, giving him some advice to kind of create this thing and build it from the ground up in the right way. So we've just added some governance. We've got some board members. We've added some structure. We're doing some fundraising. They've since expanded and moved their headquarters to partner with Holy Cross High School.
Right.
Well, shout out to them. And the reason we made the move from DeSales, because DeSales is a great partner. They really helped, move it to the next level and put the leadership development and the educational components, all those intangibles that you need to develop the whole person. They really helped with that. And so moving from DeSales to Holy Cross was more about facilities.
Right.
And so now they have a full dorm capacity of about 30 students that they can have. I think they've got about 20 students now. On the high school, it's about 12, and then on postgrad, it's about 8. So that partnership, they do all the high school education, and then on the postgraduate program, which are those folks that, have that gap year, which is really important for them to develop to kind of get the looks that they want in basketball, and there's a lot of postgraduate programs out there. we partner with Spalding, and they can take up to 6 credit hours to make sure they get the educational component. So they all live there in the dorms. It's a nice facility. They got a chef that comes in and cooks meals for them. They got plenty of space. It's kind of like a suite where you have 2 or 3 players in a suite with their own bathroom and individual rooms, and they might share, that space.
Right.
But it's a nice partnership with Holy Cross now.
Now, when I talk about like mainstream, getting to know, like if I have a kid who maybe wanting to explore the post grad opportunities of it, like what do they do? Do they just go to Aspire.com, or what in particular? What's the process? Is what I'm saying.
The process is they can go to the website, to aspirebasketballacademy.org. They can call, look up one of the coaches, look them up and give them a phone call if they have an interest. There's an application process that they can fill out. We look at financials as far as, W-2s or FAFSA type information to determine what they might qualify for. We're in the process of working with some local partners, and I'll give a shout out to Ashley Roundtree, who's helping us put our fundraising program together, because we do offer scholarship opportunities for those that qualify. But there's also a cost to it, because you get those 6 credit hours if you're in the post grad, up to 6 credit hours at Holy Cross, and they're a great partner, but that's a cost. Their living facilities a cost, the food's a cost, the travel's a cost. So there is a cost to the program. So between scholarships and funding and what the parents can afford to pay, that's how we actually pay for the program.
Right. Talking with Roger McClendon here on 93.9 The Ville. A night of inspiration, scholarship and awards gala on Sunday. You want to talk about that a bit?
Yeah, that's an awesome opportunity. We're giving back to Hall of Fame and legendary folks like Bob Redmond, who was a coach here, and, one of our coaches, Tim Barnett, who coaches the post-grad program and does a lot of our development, our business development. Coach Redmond, and has a lot a great stories. So
he's a super motivated human too, isn't he?
He is, man. He is. I've got a chance to obviously his son is world famous, being with the Falcons and all. So just great people. And not only him, Daniel Ross is another person that we're going to be honoring, and Tony Williams,
right,
who's a former Louisville Cardinal, is one of the local heroes and local legends that will represent that night. We'll also have a chance to gather, our folks that are in the Junior Wizards program that's based out of the old Focused Basketball Academy facility, where, from 2 all the way up, I think 2nd grade all the way up to 6th grade, they run leagues over there. And so a lot of our Aspire student athletes go back and help assist, along with our coaches, assist those young guys. So they'll be at the gala as well, and then we'll probably highlight some of our players that have, really moved through this program to success. We've got a local player here that the only thing they knew, in this summer, about 4 to 5 months ago, was he's going to junior college.
Right.
And this young man has worked his tail off. His name is Kurt Lewis, and we re-looked at his transcripts. We created a plan and got that approved by the NCAA. We were able to replace some of his core courses with GPA, move his GPA up, and then he did an outstanding job on his ACT. He netted a 21, and so now he's Division I eligible. He's got Iowa State. He's got Rutgers. He's got several major Murray, Western Kentucky. He's got folks looking at him because he's a baller, but he's also a student athlete. He's working his butt off in the classroom. So we're proud of him, and we've got other stories like that we're trying to create for those guys.
Now, speaking of stories, I didn't know that you were going to have Perrin Johnson involved in it. Now I'm totally jealous.
Yeah. I should have gave a shout out to Perrin. He's going to facilitate for us, run the show. So as we go through the run of the show, he'll be heading that up for us, and we really appreciate him giving back. So that's going to be February 10th. There's tables available. There's individual tickets available. There's sponsorships available. All the proceeds go back to the scholarships for the individual students, either in the high school program or the postgraduate program. So we're really excited about the Majestic helping us out. They're in Portland. So
no, that's great. That's awesome. Well, listen, I could not let you out of here without just kind of diving into your college knowledge, college basketball. Have you been watching that much of it this year? I mean, listen, I spent an hour and a half talking about basically if you can compete with the top 16, the top 20, that means your fan base feels like you got a shot at this thing come tournament time. What have you enjoyed about the college basketball season so far?
Oh, it's competitive, man. It's super competitive. Any given night, teams going to get knocked off. So there's nobody that I think is, you would think, Duke and obviously with Williams, Zion, and
right,
those guys, but when tournament time comes around, those guys that are at 16, can knock off a one. We've seen it happen every year. So I love college basketball. The fans are engaged. The communities are engaged. It's a great time to be around the sport.
Do you got a team that just catches your eyeball, like you won't turn the channel or what?
Well, I'm an old Bearcat.
Right.
So I can't not mention my Bearcats. They had a tough loss to Nevada last year. Nevada was up and coming, and they're tough. So I'm hoping they can get back into the mix and make a good run with Nick and his teams out there. I've got my heart, goes out to the Louisville team. I think Chris is doing a fabulous job, and we go way back when he was the Xavier guy, and going back to the old, Bearcat XU teams,
right,
teams and competitions. So I think he's done an outstanding job of just creating a strong foundation and building off what was the legacy that was here. And obviously, the record right now speaks for itself. I think he's the right person for the job. So.
Listen, I'm going to hold you and I personally accountable for making sure we get a Louisville-Cincinnati thing back started again, and maybe you can come in and host a show with me or something.
I would love to, Marcus. That would be excellent. And those are some rivalries, man. I still got the old videos. My kids didn't believe I played, so I whipped those old videos out.
Right. Listen, Roger, I appreciate you coming on, man. Like I said, good luck with it. Definitely. Like I said, we'll be bumping heads real soon.
Okay, thanks, Marcus. Have a great day.
That was Roger McClendon here on 93.9, kind of giving you a background on the Aspire relationship, and again, he's mover and shaker. He's a mover and shaker. You'll be hearing from him. What about Perrin Johnson hosting his gala event? Does Perrin have any experience? Like I say, listen,
Perrin's hosting the event.
Perrin is hosting the event,
wow.
Which is on the press release. And here's the thing.
Congrats, Perrin.
This is what I want to do. I know Perrin's going to do a good job, right?
Yeah.
But I need to get there, and I need to just like make him nervous for like a couple of seconds or something, just so I can just.
You're like, bro, there's a tow truck out in the parking lot towing everybody.
Just give him one little bit of jab of nervousness before he goes out there.
Dude, I went back into the catering area, and the staff was just putting boogers in them.
Just anything, just to give him a hard time about it. But no, that's awesome. Tony Williams being honored.
I saw Ville basketball tweet about him being the last person to have 11 assists without a turnover.
He was the last person with 10, and I believe it went back to Jerome Harmon,
which was like 79.
Yeah. Jeez, I know he did not want anybody to say that out loud. Tony Williams, Daniel Ross, and Bob Redmond actually being honored.
Was Jerome Harmon, right?
Yes.
89, sorry.
Yes, I was going to say, ooh.
That's a 10-year difference. Yeah. That's a big year. That's a long time.
Especially at the younger ages, that's a big thing. So yeah, people, that's a local event. Like I said, Roger McClendon, I'm glad people move up the ladder. Woo.
That's what we do around here.
Yeah, right. I got caught up just reading all the press releases. And
that's what Louisvillians do.
I was trying to get that name one more time for everybody.
Who, Roger McClendon?
No, just the name of the events. I'll drop the ball on that one.
Aspire Gala.
Here's the thing, people. Just log on. Follow us at Twitter. YouTube channels, We Are Made for the Ville. Globe Auto. They have some trucks out there. They have some winter weather vehicles that you will love. And you had a winter truck recently, you might have made yourself a little bit extra money. Taco Tuesday, Wild Rita, shout out. Bill Escorts and Sons Collision Center. They're awesome, and I know you better call them if you have any fender benders. Windows Plus. What good is having that beautiful view? Your windows are crappy. Bill Blessinger, Becky Bleemel, Keller Williams, Caliber Home Loans. As always, 8150-939, 3831-939 is the text line. We Are Made for the Ville is the YouTube channel. Galt House on Thursday night. Pack that thing, pack the yum, 93.9 The Ville.